Hi, I'm Jack, and I've been living in Burlington, Ontario for, a good number of years, 12 years, 15 years now, and grew up in this area, Southern Ontario, Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton, been in that area my whole life, so that's me. The simplest way to tell it is it started with a very, very simple question. Why do you go to church? That was the start of it. I was with a friend of mine. We were over at their house for dinner and just hanging out, talking about weather, sports, whatever. And we got onto religion, and my buddy turned to me. He doesn't go to church. He just looked at me and said, "So why do you go to church?" And I didn't really have an answer. So here I was, 33 years old, going to church my whole life, been a professing Christian my whole life, telling everybody, yeah, I'm a Christian, I go to church every Sunday, all that kind of stuff. Nobody had ever asked me, and I had never thought about why. Why do I go to church? And this question came up, and I didn't have an answer. Time went on, I started seeking God out. He started challenging me in my life in all kinds of different areas, and it's really a strange thing to be talking to a God you don't believe in, trying to find out if he's real, but I needed to know beyond any thoughts in my head, because I grew up in church. I kind of rationalized out that I've grown up around this. I sort of know most of these churchy type answers, right? So I could ask myself any kind of question about my faith or anything like that, but it wasn't here. It was all head knowledge. It wasn't in the heart. I hadn't really surrendered my life to God yet. And that's what it takes. As I discovered 2 years into it, that it really takes full surrender of who you are. And when you do that, God reveals himself to you in ways that you can't imagine. So I'm standing in church a few weeks after this conversation, and we're singing songs, and I'm saying, who am I singing to? What is this really about? God, are you really there? And the answer I got from him was, just worship me and find out. And I kind of said to him, what does that mean, just worship you? And he said, with all your heart, worship me. And my mind kind of rationalized that all out. Come on, I could worship anything. I could have a pet rock, and I could worship that, and I could make that my idol, and that would be my God. But that doesn't make the rock a God. So I want to know that I'm worshiping the God, the one true God, the creator of everything, if he actually exists. Because if he does, I'm in. And if he doesn't, I'm done with this church stuff, right? Because what's the point? So God kept working on me, and I just kept saying the same thing. Are you real? I need to know that I know that I know that I know that you're real. I've got to get beyond this doubt that I have, that there's some element of this that is still just my imagination, that I'm just doing this because there's a bunch of other people doing this, so I'm just involved. Purpose-driven life, the whole thing starts off, it's not about you. And that's a profound statement. It's not about you. Life is not about you. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's about God. That's what it's about. Ultimately, this was all created by God. It's all about him. So it's not about me. It's not about us. And I kind of threw that off to one side and kept searching God out, saying, I need to know. I need this. I need that. And God kept coming back with it's not about you. It's not about you. And I kind of kept arguing that back. Well, it is about me because I'm me. And I'm the one who wants to know. So I'm 2 years into this journey, and I'm a wreck. Spiritually, emotionally, physically almost. I'm just a wreck. I'm trying to run a company, and I can't focus. I'm going to work every day, and everything about me is this battle between my will and God's will. So I'm just battling this thing out with God. I will not surrender.